Hello, welcome to this tutorial. I'm Maurice Dimba, and today I'm going to show you how to make and customize your own title block in Tekla Structures. Welcome once again, and let's get started. I'll come to File here and click on File and scroll to Editors, then come to Template Editor. I'll give it some time to load. Then once it has loaded, I'll come to New here and click on New and pick on the first option of graphical template and click OK. We have this window in place. So what we have to define the boundary of our title block. I'll come to Insert here and pick and scroll to Component, then scroll down to Row. And the moment you click on Row, you'll be prompted with this small dialog box asking you to select the content type of your drawing. Our content type will be GA, and for the assembly will be done later on, but the approach is just the same. There is no different at all. Now I'll click on this small arrow and pick on drawing, and I'll go ahead and click OK. We have this window here. Now I'll scroll it slightly down, or I'll just leave it at that spot. And if you take a look at the corner here, we have some few drawing commands. We have line, polyline, arc, we have circle, rectangular. I'll pick on rectangular just to help me define the outline of my title block. I'll click on stretch outside, and I want to extend the boundary of my title block. I want to make it larger, this blue rectangular. To extend it, I'll just double click outside it and come to this and just feed whatever dimension there, as long as my title block will be able to move in freely. Now I'll just type there 1200 and I click OK. Here we are, and what I'll do, once I've clicked on this, I just drag it up and drag that down, drag that up, just drag it up. Now I'll double click on this and come here. Since you know the size of A1 is 841 by 594, so we want to have an offset of 2020. We want to add 20 on both sides, on the width and the height. So we'll have 861 and 614. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to feed on 861, and 614, and I'll click that, and we have it here. Now we have it within our boundary, so I want to crop this boundary to attach itself to our title block outline. I'll right click and come to crop and pick on the left side. I'll click on it once again and come to crop and pick on the top side, and click once again and crop this and pick on the bottom side and do the same thing on the left side. On the left side, let me just, it should be the right side, and that's it. We've cropped everything and everything is in the right place. Now the next move, if I double click on this, you'll be able to see it's not the right size. We added 20 on top of this, and we added 20 on top of this. So we want now to make the actual size of A1. I'll click OK. I'll click on it once again and right click and come to copy, and click inside, right click and come to paste. So I'll paste it on the same spot at the corner right here. Still selected. I'll come to edit and pick on properties. Once I've picked on properties, I'll change this now to 841, and this one will take it to 594, and give it an OK. So if I zoom out, you'll be able to see this offset. So I want this to sit right at the center. So what I'll do, once I've selected on this, and come here and edit and pick on move, then I want to offset it horizontally by 10, and I'll feed here 10 also, and I'll click OK. So if I zoom out, you'll be able to see it's now sitting right at the center, the right offset of this. Now our next move is to continue customizing our title block right here, and I'll come to line and I'll snap right here and take it down there and come this side and click on line and pick snap at that spot, and it's not snapping on the accurate position. What we do, we'll come to options here and come to grid and pick on density and change it from 5 to 1 and click OK. Now if we come to line, if we snap right here and take this down right there, I'll come back here and pick on this center line here, the center of that line does not picked correctly. I'll snap right here and drag all the way to the other end. I'll drag it all the way to this end and snap it right there. Then come out and snap right here and snap right here to place a line and drag that up. Drag that up. I'll delete that by selecting that and click OK, and come here and pick on the same and pick here and snap right there, zoom out, and I'll snap right there. Targeting the center of this line, I'll place another line right here. I'll snap there and stretch this to touch the upper line. I'll delete this. All right, click on that, click copy and click here, right click and click paste, and I want to paste it right at this center of this line. Perfect. I'll stretch it slightly right there and come back to line and pick on line and go straight to the center of this line and snap right there, and I'll place another one there and stretch it to the bottom end. I'll delete this now. It has no use at the moment. I'll delete that also and pick on this line and come to that line and snap at the center right here, then drag outside and snap right here. Make sure your line is very straight and snap there. So what do? We're targeting the center of this line. I'll pick on line and snap right here and place it right there and drag this up. Once I've done that, I'll pick on that, right click and come to copy and click on this space, right click and click paste, and I'll place and I'll join this line with that one, and my target will be the center of that line. I'll pick on that and place it here and stretch it up to that spot. I'll pick the same line, right click and come to copy, click here, right click and click paste, and I'll paste it right there. I'll come here and pick the center of that line right there and I'll place it right there, drag it up, perfect. Now I'll click on that right once again, click on that, and I want to paste it right here and click paste, and I'll join this line here. I'll drag it to touch that end, and that one is okay. I'm targeting the center of this line. It doesn't matter whether it joins in the right position. I'll click on that and drag that up. Then I'll delete that by selecting on it and click delete. I'll zoom out and check whether my lines are well distributed and they're well in the right position, and I'll select and delete the rest. Now we'll go the other end and do the same thing. I'll come here and snap right here and pick and select that and zoom out and target this end and snap right there and drag it to that spot. I'll come to that line and select that, and I'll place it right there. Our midpoint is this one, and I want to place a line running all the way from that spot to this spot and drag it all the way to that spot. I'll delete this one because it has no use now, and create another one by selecting this one as our midpoint guiding line. I'll pick on that spot, I'll scroll down, and I'll snap right there. My next target is the midpoint of this line. I'll come here and place my line here, right there, and drag that to that spot. I'll pick on the same line and click copy, and I want to paste it this end. Right click and click paste, and paste it here. Make sure it connects, but not a must. What our main target is just the midpoint. We have the midpoint in the right position, and I'll come back to line and pick on line and snap right on that spot and drag that to that direction. We've used that, and let me delete that, and we can delete this one also, and we still need some lines to be created, and I'll snap right here. And my target is the midpoint here. I'll click on that and snap and place it here. Place it right there. Pick on that, right click and click copy, right click and paste. Right there, and click copy and snap right here and drag that one to the other end. Perfect. I'll right click and click copy, and I want to paste this one here. Paste it here. Paste it right there. And I need the midpoint of this line. I'll pick on line command, and I'll draw a line here. Right there. I'll do the same thing. I'll pick on that, select on it, then click here and paste it here. I'll paste it here. Drag this to connect, just to target the midpoint of that line, or the same line. I'll come to line command here and snap at the midpoint and drag that to that spot, and I'll delete this. Once you select on it, you delete it. We don't need these lines anymore. Select on that and delete. Select on that and delete. We don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need that. Now I'll come to text, and I'll make sure I'll type A right there. Make sure I'll place it right in the middle point right there. And come back to A once again and type B and pick on it and make sure it is right in the middle point here. I'll right click and come to copy, click paste, and I'll paste it right at middle point there. I'll double click on it and change that to C. Click on it, right click and come to copy. I'll click right here and paste it right at the center here. I'll double click on it to change it to D. Click OK, pick on it, right click, click copy, click inside there, click paste, and I want to paste it right at the center right there. paste, and I'll place it right at the center here. This one change to E, click OK, and this one change to F. Perfect. I'll paste another one here. Paste another one here. Double click on it, change it to G. I'll paste another one here. Paste another one here and change that to H. Perfect. I'll do the same thing here. I'll paste another one here, just on that spot, and change this to 1. Change that to 1. Paste another one here. Change that to 2. I'll paste another one right here. And change it to 3. Click OK. Paste another one right here. And change it to 4. Click OK. And paste another one right here. Paste another one right here. And change it to 5. You click OK. Once you've changed that, click paste. Place another one right at the center here. Double click on it and change it to 6. Click OK. Paste it at the center right there and change it to 7. Click OK and come here and paste it right at the center here and change it to 8. Double click on it and change it to 8. Click OK. We'll delete this. Now we'll select all these, press Ctrl and select all these texts. We want to customize our text. Just select on them and double click on the last one and come to font here. I want to give it a different font style and also to change this color to black. I'll give that font type, I'll give that height and click OK. Perfect. That's changed. Want to do the same thing here. Press Ctrl and select all this text. Select all this text. Select that text. Select on that. Select on that and double click on the last one to bring the dialog box. And I'll come here and change the font style and also change the color to black and change that and give it a different height of 6. Give it an OK, click OK, and that has been changed. Now we want to copy all this on the other end. So what do we do? Just select everything here. Select that, press Ctrl and select this. Select all this by pressing the Ctrl button. Select all that and select. Let's scroll down and snap right there. And we have our H on the other end. And also we want to copy this. Just select everything. Select that, right click and click copy. And I'll come on top here and click paste. I'll make sure this aligns itself with the bottom end. Right there, and I'll click right there. Perfect. I'll try to just customize or make things fit well. Click on that and drag that at the other end. Just comb it to make it look neat. Do the same thing here and drag that to that spot and drag this to that spot. Then zoom out and also move up and make sure this fits well at the bottom end here. Drag it and place it right there, and drag that one and place it right there. Move up, and this will place that one right there and place this one right here. Perfect. Now we'll come back here and click on this and double click on this also, and we'll come here and change the thickness and the color of our title block outline. We want to make them slightly thick. Check them to 4 right there and click OK. We've changed that, and this one also we want to change this. Press Ctrl and select all this. Press Ctrl and select all this. Select that, select that, select this one also. Select that one. Make sure everything is selected. We should have done this prior to copying them to this end, just to cut down on time. So if you're doing yours, remember to do the same thing. Pick on that and select on that. Select this. Select that. Pick on that, pick on that, and pick on that. Pick on this. Just move all the way to the last line. Pick on that. Pick on that and pick on that. Double click on the last one so that we change this to black and give them a different line thickness. I'll click OK to change that color. So this is what we have now. Change that and click OK. Now if I make it bigger, this is what we'll have. And this is part 1. So the next we'll be placing the title block here. This is just a title block outline, and this is what we'll have. Thanks. Let's meet on the next presentation where we'll be placing the title block here. Let's meet then.